Hey everybody out there, it's Stephanie. I know I haven't did a podcast in a while. I do only have 15 minutes, so let's get into it. I, you know, I believe everybody has the right to believe what they want and say what they want and within reason, like you can't say you're going to kill somebody. That's a terroristic threat. You can't, be an adult and talk sexual about underage kids. That's just absolutely wrong. And you should be put in jail for even talking about it. But we've now come to an era where a man who is in his 70s, is fat and ugly and stupid, picked on a 16-year-old girl because he pouted because he didn't get Man of the Year or Person of the Year on Time Magazine. You picked on a 16-year-old. Is there no end to your bullying? I mean, I'm not a Trump fan. I have been labeled a conservative Democrat. I have some conservative values. This is not one of them. And I believe in having morals and doing the right thing and being charitable and being kind. But I'm not any of those things right now. I'm angry because this is ridiculous. I can't think of a president that has ever done any of this. And he's taking credit for things that Obama put in place for like a 10-year plan. And he's taking credit for it. And I guarantee you, if there's anybody left from the Obama administration in the Trump administration, they're the ones making things happen. All he's doing is tweeting and flushing his toilet 15 times in one sitting. My problem is, and I have no problem with, Trump voters. They believe what they believe. They have every right to believe what they believe. I do not think they're idiots. I do not call anybody an idiot for their beliefs. Like I said many times, I'm an atheist. I never would harp on anybody for religion. I'll not harp on you for politics. I'm just giving my opinion. So don't sit here and send me hate stuff on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. I think that this can't be real. Every day I wake up and I think this cannot be real. This is a hoax, right? This is what the American people needed to fight with each other. And he's going to get impeached in the House, but he's not going to get impeached in the Senate because people like Lindsey Graham, who called him a fraud and all this other stuff, is now up Trump's ass. Not in a good way, not in a bad way. He's, giving it to Trump. But there's no spine in the Republican Party. There's no people to actually say, you shouldn't be investigating a private citizen. I get it if you think Joe Biden did something wrong. But you're going through the wrong channels. You don't send some cryptic Gollum-looking motherfucker to go do your bidding for you. He's your personal attorney. He has nothing to do with your executive branch. He's your personal attorney. And then you notice that people like Gordon Sondland, people who have donated millions of dollars like Betsy DeVos, people like that, they are in jobs that they don't know what the hell they're doing. And now Trump's cutting funding to food stamps, and, cutting welfare for people who need it. I get that there are people out there that take advantage of the system. There are. I've seen it. But what about the people that do need it? And what about the single mom who has to work 3 jobs and still isn't making enough and needs, like we have Minnesota Care here, we have Obamacare here. in Minnesota, and they either make too much money, but they do qualify for EBT or food stamps, and they're not going to get them anymore. And they're going to cut Social Security. Right now, I'm in a phase of Social Security hearings because I have multiple sclerosis, I have epilepsy, I have many, many illnesses that keep me from working, but still have a part-time job. What I just don't, I have no words. I have no words for people who can sit in, the Senate Judiciary Committee, where the public sits, and it's the same guy that said on InfoWars that we should lynch Obama. Okay? You have the freedom of speech, buddy. I get that. That also could be construed as a hate crime or a terroristic threat because you threaten a president. If you threaten anybody, they'll smack terroristic threat on you. But it's okay because the Republicans say it's okay. These right-wing conspiracy theory, deep state conspiracy, shut the fuck up. Okay? Just I challenge Jim Jordan and Representative Collins to sit down with me and have a debate. Not over constitutional right, not over, any scandals, anything like that. I just would sit them down and say, do you really like this guy? Do you really think he has America's best interests? Or are you doing it just because of your party? Because he ran as a Republican. These are things I need to know from extremists, right-wingers. These are things I must know. And I'm having a very hard time. I've been following all the impeachment hearings, all the impeachment inquiry. I followed the whole thing. I do think the Democrats kind of have a weak case. It's not strong, but it is impeachable. But the Senate's not going to impeach this guy. But, and I think all they're doing is revving up the Trump base. And they're going to lose Democrats in the House to impeach him, but they're going to have the votes. But it's not going to matter unless they have something up their sleeve to call the whistleblower or, subpoena Michael Bolton, or John Bolton, Michael Bolton, John Bolton to testify, or Mick Mulvaney to testify, and to come out and say, oh, we do this all the time. Get over it. I can't ever think of a president who bullies a 16-year-old or puts his head on a Thanos image. So you want to be Thanos. So you want to be a genocidal maniac who wants to destroy half of life. Is that what you're telling the American people? Is that what you're telling your voters? I mean, and all these voters are middle class, blue collar, hardworking people. And you're fucking them over. And he's the first president in history to not release his tax returns. It's like a prerequisite. I guess it's not anything you have to do under the law, but to be transparent, you should do it. Because if you're coming in to be the leader of our country, everything should be transparent. Everything. Everybody should know everything about your financial dealings and whether or not you're corrupt. You, not a country, not you asking for help from other countries. We know he did it, but the Senate's not going to care. The Republicans don't care. First, their argument was he didn't do it. Then their argument was, well, he did it, but the Bidens are way worse. And then just on and on and on with all these excuses. And the Democrats have actually played it pretty cool. They're not screaming and hollering and, they're not these old white men who all they do, and what, 2 women that freak out. And all they're trying to do is delay the process by, going until midnight, trying to put in all these amendments or strike amendments from the record. And it's ridiculous. Get your shit together and work on our country. That's what you're there for. And no one's getting the job done in the Judiciary or the Intelligence Committee because of all this bullshit. And that's fine because this is serious. But do you want a President Pence? I almost would say yeah. But if Pence knew about the Ukrainian thing, which his aide said he did, he's gone too. You can impeach a president and a vice president. You can impeach the administration. And no, he's not protected by executive privilege for all these witnesses to come forward. I do not understand why the Democrats are moving so fast. They do have, 11 months to figure this out. Expedite it through the courts to get these subpoenas. I'm sure it would be on the top of any federal judge's list because Congress would have that influence to get it done quickly. And John Bolton even said, hey, if I'm subpoenaed, I'll go. Well, no, because Trump told you not to, so you got a lawyer and you're appealing the decision. He won't let anybody testify. He won't release any documents. That's not executive privilege. What he talks to William Barr about, that could be considered executive privilege. That's his lawyer. I mean, the United States lawyer. And then you get the IG report that there was just cause for the Russia investigation. And it's just, I can't understand how people think this way. I cannot. And every time someone has tried to explain it to me, it's like a bizarro world. It's like we live in just a weird world. This is not normal. And I know Democrats have said it a million times, blah, blah, blah. This is not normal. Out of the 45 presidents we've had, this guy is the most ridiculous, criminal, moron I've ever seen in my life. This is a guy that tore down urban housing and kicked a bunch of poor people like Section 8 out of their homes so that he could build luxury shit that then he could, file for bankruptcy on. And you know what? I saw a meme, and I will end on this meme, and it says, it's a picture of Nancy Pelosi, and it says, Trump, as a former casino owner, you should know the House always wins. And I believe that. And the House will win, but they're not going to win in the Senate. So I don't see why they go until midnight to make their point. And there was a Republican I agreed with, which that's very, very rare for me to say, is he said last night, look, we are all going on and on and on and on. Same arguments. We're hearing the same thing from everybody. Can we just go home? And I agreed with that guy because everybody was making the same speech. And I felt really bad for the guy because I'm like, this dude just wants to go home. But I'll end on that. And like I said, House always wins. And they will. Even if they lose 2-4 Democrats, they will win. But he will not be impeached in the Senate unless the Democrats have something huge up their sleeves. So I wish you all a very good morning because right now it is 7:47 Central Time. And check me out on Instagram. It's Steph_2_the_dog. DOGG. You guys have a good day. Bye-bye.